What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Today. I'm Jenn Sterger.
Hey, Eddie Pence, right here. How's it going?
Yeah, it's an audio medium for the most part. We'll post some clips.
There are cameras.
But still, Eddie. This is what episode now? And you
11.
Still don't know how to introduce
11.
yourself.
I'll never. I'm a 2. I'm a beta.
You're taking
I'm
a number.
Second chair.
You're taking a number 2.
I feel like taking a number 2. I haven't done number 2 in a while. A little backed up.
I mean, all the travel. It's all the travel for me. I just got back from New York. What have you been up to, dude?
I didn't go to New York. I stayed here.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Wait, did I see a picture correctly? Didn't you take Colton to like the back to the... Why did you take him to the back to the... Was that Doc Brown's house?
Doc Brown's house. It's called the Gamble House. Because it's part of the, Procter and Gamble. The Gamble side. I think it was the Gamble family owned it from like the 1902 was when the house was built. So we were
supposed to believe that a mad scientist in the 1950s was able to own that house.
Well, he was supposed to be super rich. Remember, he lost his whole fortune developing the time machine. That's why he lives in that little shack behind a Burger King in Back to the Future.
How is he rich? What did he do before?
Because it was apparently inherited wealth. He had a family fortune. Remember, he says in Back to the Future,
he was
I lost my family
baby.
fortune. Yeah, he was a Nepo baby.
Oh, he's a Nepo
developing
baby.
the time machine. So it was Tracy. Well, Tracy does this. I guess this might be my Am I the Asshole segment.
I think every segment with you is the Am I the Asshole segment, Eddie.
Every weekend, Tracy's like, bless her heart, she always tries to do something fun, family oriented.
Yeah.
Something we can all go do. Like some sort of venture, some sightseeing thing we can do in the area. We can drive to it. Not and so she's always scouring the internet.
And she knows that you and Colton are huge fans of film.
True. But she wanted to just see because she likes the house. It's a famous house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she didn't give a shit about the Back to the Future.
Oh, that's the only reason I would do it.
I don't think she knew it was Back to the Future house. She like sends me this stuff. It's like, you want to go see the Gamble? Because apparently over the last weekend, the Gamble house, it's normally $15 a person to go in and tour the thing. Because it's a very beautiful house. It's like one of those old wood craftsman houses. It's a very beautiful house.
You mean the inside of it doesn't look like Doc Brown's laboratory
No,
anymore?
they didn't shoot the interior there. Oh. They shot the interior at another house in Pasadena. But the exterior is Doc Brown's house. And so Tracy's like, oh, we should go. It's free. Let's go. I'm like, okay, fine. And then I looked up like, oh, okay, well, I'll go. It's a Doc Brown house. Why not?
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I can at least get Colton to go or be excited about it. And he didn't know until we got him there. And I pull up and like, does this house look familiar? He's like, what, is that the Doc Brown house? I'm like, yeah, it's the Doc Brown house. And then he goes, he's like, oh, here, take a picture of me doing this, looking at my watch. I'm like, God damn it. Fucking influencer.
Everything is for the gram.
Everything is for the gram now.
It's so random. You had a Back to the Future experience. I went to Back to the Future, the musical in New York.
Oh, how was it?
It was fun. It was a musical.
Now
Listen, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a hardcore Back to the Future fan.
Yeah.
Because they do a lot of the classic dialogue. You know what I mean?
Is it very like for the audience shouting stuff back? Like very...
No, there's no like call and response things. But there were moments that you get taken out of it because you're like, oh yeah, this is a musical now.
Okay.
Where they'll do a classic Back to the Future line. And then all of a sudden it's like, now Marty's mom's going to sing a song about fucking him. You know what I mean? Like that.
Well,
it gets way more graphic than the movie does.
Well, they should, because that's what we're all thinking. So they should do that.
Yes, it's very much like that. It's very Broadway. It's very over the top.
Right.
But Roger Bart plays Doc Brown in it, and he's phenomenal. He did like the producers.
Yeah.
He had like some guest spots on How I Met Your Mother, but he's a phenomenal actor. He started the role over in London.
Oh, okay.
And so he's playing Doc Brown, but he definitely like, one thing I really appreciate about it is he like put his own spin on the character.
You have to.
You know, and sometimes like when you see someone try to recreate an iconic role and they either try to
especially in a musical.
Yeah, but like there's enough homage to the original Doc Brown, but it's not a direct copy of it or like an impression of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really respected that about him. He honestly played him as more of like a little bit of a perv.
A little dirty old man.
Kind of a little dirty old man. I liked it. But like, and very good about breaking the fourth wall to the audience.
Yeah.
Like very much like when Marty's mom shows up at the house to basically force Marty to ask her to the dance, remember? And when she does that, instead of Doc Brown being like, you know, like shaking his hands and be like, no.
Right.
Instead he's like, "Ugh!" It's so. And then there was another part where he's like had a big musical number that like brings you back from intermission, and you're like, this feels very out of place. This feels very weird,
Right?
Because it's not part of the Back to Future story that we know.
They had to add it for.
Yeah,
the
it was
musical.
just for the musical, and just so that they were like, we have to reset and bring you back into the world now,
right?
And he's doing this big dance number, but he's not like a real big dancer. So they take him into like a chorus line type thing where there's all this high kicking going around him, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Is he the only one that breaks the fourth wall in the musical, or does everybody do
the kid that plays Marty breaks the fourth wall a little bit. Honestly, watching the two of them work together, you could tell, like, you know, when two people just really like each other,
Yeah,
you can tell people like
fun.
Enjoy working together, kind of like us.
Yeah.
It's that kind of vibe.
Nice.
Where there's like inside jokes, and you know they're trying to fuck with each other the entire time.
Break each other.
Oh, 100%. And they did it one time where you could tell like the scene went a little bit off the rails, and you're like, I know this is not in the script, and I love all of it. You know?
That's funny.
But I recommend it. You could just tell people are really enjoying it.
I like it when they take movies and turn them into music. Like when I was in Montreal back in 2006 for the now defunct Just for Laughs Comedy Festival.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Just for Laughs. I saw they had it at the festival at the time. They had Evil Dead 2, the musical.
What?
And it was the greatest musical I've ever. The front 3 rows had to be covered in garbage bags.
Hilarious.
Because of the blood splatter.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I actually bought, I left that musical and I bought the soundtrack because it was a touring musical. So I bought the soundtrack or the whole show.
You really do end up in some of the most random places humanly possible.
But it was such a good show. And
Evil Dead the musical.
So good.
Fucking Doc Brown's house. Gopher museums.
I do weird shit when I go places. There's no point in traveling if you don't do weird shit when you go places.
I just sleep, dude.
Yeah.
I sleep. I get caught up on the sleep that I don't get when I'm in Los Angeles because too many people want my time. So, anyways, but yeah, that was fun.
How are the shows in New York? Good.
They were fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tourists. A lot of European tourists.
Really?
Yes.
Why this time? Is it a certain time of year?
I don't know, but there were just so many, and like they barely spoke English. So then, and then they sit in the front row and just stare at you, and then you go to do crowd work with them, and you're like, oh,
this was a mistake.
That's what's happening. You know, when I do my closer though, I have like the bit where I like the fake balls. Space work.
Yes.
I definitely
great for space work.
I definitely may or may not have shoved those in a French woman's face and then said, "Welcome to America."
That's funny because I have a bit where I ejaculate into a cup, and then there's our times in the crowd. If I'm not liking the crowd, I hand someone in the crowd a cup of my space work jizz.
You know what?
Because they deserve it. They deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah. So crowds were fine.
I throw it on them sometimes.
They were fine. They were okay. I thought I was eating it during this one thing, and then I realized when I listened back to the recording, it was the check drops. And I was like, oh, it's so bad.
I hate the check drop.
Because you think you're doing great, and then all of a sudden you're not doing great, and nothing's changed, and you're like, what happened? And it just didn't occur to me.
Yeah.
Because God bless them, the staff at this place was so quiet that I didn't realize that they were doing it at the time.
But you're asking the audience to do math and read while you're doing your set.
What's half of 7? Fuck you. You guys failed math. I hate all of you.
There's one club that I worked before called the Comedy Cave in Calgary, and they ran it the best. I'm not saying it's the best run club ever. There's lots of great run clubs, but the way they did the check drop is they let the show go and they do the check drop at the end of the show. Mm-hmm. They wait till the show's over before they drop checks.
Good.
They just have a little longer time before the reset and bring in the second show.
Yeah.
Because the check drop destroys the show.
It does.
Especially if you're a headliner. It just destroys the show.
Well, when you taped your special, that's why I went after you.
I had you go back after me.
Yeah, you made me go after you.
Yeah, because that fucking opener wouldn't go a second time. The host, I will not name his name because I've forgotten it.
Exactly. I was going to say, I don't remember his name.
But literally, I'm like, hey, bud,
do the check drop spot.
I'm doing a special. Hey, would you mind just going up after I'm done doing like 5 minutes? You just do crowd work or whatever. And just while they're dropping checks so they don't drop the check during the taping. He's like, oh, I'm not really getting paid to do that. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm going to forget you, but I'll remember this.
Yeah.
Forever.
You're like, I'll remember your face.
I'll remember your face.
I'll remember your dumb face. But yeah, so that's how the shows in New York went. Happy May the 4th.
Oh, Happy May the 4th.
I mean, I know this is going to be late for everyone else listening to it.
We're past Revenge of the 6th at this point.
Yeah. Whatever. But my Star Wars clip, I finally posted my Star Wars
About
bit
time. That
online.
shit goes, man, when you do it.
Thank you. I finally posted my Star Wars clip, and it's going.
You'll get 1 million on it.
You think so?
Yeah. As of this point, we have like almost 800,000.
But you know what? I'm already being exposed to like the Star Wars fandom that does not have a sense of humor about themselves.
They don't like it. They don't like it at all.
Why do people have to like gatekeep and be such shitty fans? Like, I get that you love it,
Right.
but I actually say in the bit, I'm not shitting on Star Wars.
Right.
I fucking love Star Wars. Right. I do.
If you're writing a bit about Star Wars, you love Star Wars.
Exactly. I do. I love it. I just think it's a hilarious premise. That's all. Yeah. It's dumb. It's funny. It's one of those things where everybody can get behind it.
Well, I have that bit about Han Solo. My Star Wars bit, it went viral a couple years ago. I got like 1 million views on it. And I posted it on May the 4th just to see if I could sneak another 1 million out of it. I couldn't. But I got
they were like, no, we know what you're doing.
Yeah, I got some comment from some guys like, actually, because the whole premise of the bit is I call Han Solo a dick. Because he is. Because he is. But
I rewatched it, honestly.
He's a dick in that moment.
Yeah.
Han Solo, if you don't know the point, Luke is out in the snow. Han Solo gets on his tauntaun to go save him. The deck officer runs up and goes, it's too cold out there. Your tauntaun will freeze before we reach the first marker. And Han Solo looks at him and is like, well, I'll see you in hell, then rides off. And
your tauntaun has not gotten better.
No. And so that's where, and I this whole bit, I want to see what the deck officer's scene looks like. And I reenact the scene from the deck officer's POV. Whatever. That's the joke.
Yeah.
And then some guy comments, Luke was out in the snow and Han Solo says, like, I don't care. I'll die to go save my friend. So actually, it's a noble act. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
Just
it's a joke.
Enjoy the bit. It's a bit. It's a joke.
For me to actually watch Star Wars enough to look at that, to form an opinion on it, then write a joke about the deck officer. Obviously, I love Star Wars, and I'm making a joke about it.
It's so wild.
It's a noble act.
Yeah.
I hate everyone.
It's so wild.
I hate everyone.
It's so many people are like, I have 12 lightsabers. I'm like, good for you. I love that half of their argument, their comeback to me is, well, I wonder how many dildos she has. I'm like, if you were doing the same thing with your lightsabers that I'm doing with my dildos, well, we have a fucking problem.
If those lightsabers bring them as much pleasure as your dildos, then, they have a point.
May the force be with you and your butthole.
Be up in you.
And your Sarlacc pit.
Wow.
So anyways.
No, they get fucking offended at everything.
So yeah. Whatever.
Star Wars fans are the worst.
Ah.
And I'm a Star Wars fan.
Exactly. But you and I are a different kind of Star Wars fan. We just enjoy it for what it is.
I love it, but it's like I can look at it and laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
have to. You seen the holiday special? You have to.
You have to.
You have to be able to laugh at it. Anyways, I talked to my dad. It had been probably a week since I'm a terrible daughter. It had been a week since I checked in with my parents. Okay. But to be fair, they've had like their grandkids for the last week, so they did not care to not hear from me.
No, they got grandbabies.
They've had their hands.
They don't care about that generation.
They've had their hands full.
Yeah. Do they like being grandparents?
They love being grandparents. Okay. But my sister has 3 kids under 2.
Your sister had 2 more kids?
My sister had my first niece.
I remember your first niece.
And then she had twin girls.
Oh shit.
So they have 3 under 2.
Is she done now?
She's done. Okay. She's like, take it all. I don't care. Take all the equipment. We're closing the shop.
Close up the mine.
That's not how that works. She's like, take out. We're closing up shop.
Fuck. That's
but anyways, so yeah, she's done. But my poor parents are just exhausted.
Oh, I can't even.
Because by the time they get one of them to sleep, the other one wakes up, and then there's like one that's a bad sleeper and wakes up. Like it's a nightmare.
I can imagine twins.
It's rough.
Mm.
You can't imagine twins?
No.
Doing them at the same time just to get it out of the way.
I like the idea of if you want to have 2 children, do twins and get them out of the way.
Yeah, you don't really select that. No. I mean, unless it's in vitro, but
or have such a large gap between children that the other child can now become a helper for the for the smaller child.
Honestly, I prefer the free labor.
Yeah,
I think that's the way to go.
Have wait till one kid's like 16 and then have the other kid and then
16?
Just go, here's your kid, I'm out.
16?
Whatever. Just I don't want to deal with one child, one and done. Perfect.
Can't deal with it. But yeah,
one and done's perfect.
But I talked to my dad and he's like, every time I look over at your mother and she's like ready to burst into tears because one of the babies is woken up, she's like, find me a cruise. I want a cruise. I want to get out of here. And I was like, she would rather be on a boat with a bunch of strangers than her own grandkids.
You couldn't surround me with babies before I would go on a cruise.
I can't. I won't go on a cruise.
I will not.
It's just, I don't know. For me, cruises always felt like trailer parks at sea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a floating Knott's Berry Farm. It's what it is.
It's so gross.
It's just...
And you always see those horror stories about how like the cruise ship will break down. Like they're like, all the toilets stop working. I'm like, that is my biggest nightmare.
No.
That is absolutely my biggest nightmare. No. And then they try to like goad me into like, they're like, but there's so many activities.
What? There's a pool and there's food.
I'm like, you know where we can do all that
alcohol.
Shit? On land.
You can do all of that in Las Vegas.
We can do all of that on land.
Yes.
Doesn't even need to be Vegas.
And you're in a bigger room.
Yeah.
Than your little cruise. I don't know why people do cruises. I have no fucking idea why people do cruises.
You know, you do a cruise to dispose of a family member. Yeah. To leave him at a port.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We're going to get rid of cousin Bob. I don't know. My in-laws want us to go on a cruise for like a family vacation. And like Tracy wants to go on this cruise. And I'm like,
does it matter what kind of cruise it is? Like a Disney cruise?
It doesn't matter.
No?
You're still on a boat with people.
Yeah.
They want to do like one of those Alaskan cruises.
Oh, those are classy.
But you're still on a boat with people.
That's
do it for the gram.
Colton want to go for the gram.
Colton, if Colton says like, sign me up.
Sign me up. I can fucking put this in my stories.
Exactly. Every day. Like and subscribe.
And I actually said, I was like, you guys go on the cruise. It's fine. Like feel like I'm not missing out. I don't have to go. You guys go. You and Colton go with the family. It's fine.
Oh, wow. You literally volunteered to stay behind?
Yes. And she won't let me. She's like, no, you go. Why won't you go? You got to go. I'm like, because I don't want to go.
Why? Alaska seems pretty cool, though.
No, but you're still on a boat. This boat in this little room. And all it is to do on the boat is food, which I don't really care about.
Me neither.
And I don't drink.
Me neither.
And I'm not, like, what's the point? All the adult things that adults enjoy on the boat, I don't enjoy. So why would I do those? Why would I want to go?
My parents keep trying to be like, but no, when you go on the cruise, you can swim with the dolphins.
No.
I'm like, dolphins are the creeps of the
dolphins
sea.
Dolphins gang rape.
Exactly.
They're gang rapists.
Dolphins are like low key. They should be registered on every web, like a sexual predator. Like when you look at SeaWorld, it's just all the red dots.
It's just all red dots in SeaWorld. Fucking sharks look at them and go, not messing with those fuckers.
But no, dolphins. I've actually heard dolphins are so sketchy. They will like rip the head off a fish and then like
fuck it.
They
turn into a fleshlight. They turn a trout into a fish light. It's a fucking fish light. Fucking dolphins are evil. I love them. Save the dolphins, but they're evil. I don't want to swim with them.
Like if I wanted to swim with a creep, I could just probably find one on Craigslist. You know what I mean?
Just go in the pool on the cruise.
Call up some number on Craigslist like, hey, you want to come over and swim laps in my pool while I hug you?
It's the same as swimming with a dolphin. You have a better chance of survival with the creep.
So yeah, I don't want to do the cruise either. Plus I heard there's some that you can get like naked on or something like that.
Yeah, there's a new nudist cruise. I think it's like a 11-day nudist cruise or something like that, where you go and you're just naked on a cruise with everybody else. And you have to, I think the only...
And then you have to make eye contact with them every time you pass it. Like it's bad enough. Have you ever played a cruise as a comedian?
No, I refuse to work on cruises.
When you play a cruise as a comedian, the problem is like after the first night, everyone knows you're the talent.
Yeah.
And so they're all like, hey, you know, like you're stuck with those people.
Yeah. It's like working a casino in Vegas, which is fun, but sometimes when you're in the casino walking around, people recognize you from the show. Yeah. But it's on a much...
They're like, oh, you look sad out here too.
You're so lonely. I know. That's why I do this. But on a cruise, you're trapped with these people. Yeah. And it's even a smaller area.
I can't imagine doing that naked.
Dude, naked. And then I think they said you have to lay a towel down when you sit at the buffet. Because I guess they don't want you fucking sharding while you're eating lobster and getting it on their benches.
That's so fucking...
It's just, who would...
That's so... You have to wear clothes into anywhere there's food involved. If I had to eat naked, I don't know that I'd ever eat. I'd be like, I'm never disgusting piece
now
of
look,
shit.
I don't want to body shame anybody or anything like that. But think about like if you're on a cruise And I've seen videos of people on cruise. I've never been on a cruise, but I've seen what cruise people look like. And what do you think the percentage of cruise people that you'd want to see naked?
0.
3%, maybe?
3.
Maybe?
God. What cruise are you going on?
2% are viewable naked?
I don't even know about
I'm
that.
not viewable naked. I don't even consider myself that bad looking.
You're like, it's fine.
I'm like a 6, and I wouldn't want to see myself naked.
It's serviceable.
Yeah, the median rating on a cruise has got to be like 3.
There's no chance. There's no chance
Tops.
you could ever get me. Plus, like, but cruises you do with your family.
Yeah.
If you just understood the thoughts that went through my brain, like, oh. Would you go on a naked cruise with your family?
No, I wouldn't do naked anything with my family.
There's actually a nudist colony not far from where my parents live.
Really?
Yeah, in
That's
Florida.
weird because Tracy's parents, they lived in New Hampshire, and there was a nudist colony very close to where they lived.
That seems like a terrible place for a nudist
You would think
colony.
it's only like 3 months out of the year you could survive.
The rest of the time they're like, oh, everyone's cold.
A lot of big nipples and little wieners.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, big nipples, little wieners, nudist colony.
We kill ourselves.
That's so
seriously.
ridiculous.
We make ourselves
Just
laugh.
don't know why you'd ever want to be a nudist.
Absolutely not.
The human body's so gross.
Oh, what's this video you keep wanting me to open?
Oh, where the
You pitched me a story and it's like, click this link, and it says something about bear gobbles ducklings in front of kids. And the kids say, what? That was mean, or something like that.
There's just a lot of screaming and pounding on the glass.
I'm not.
As if they're trying to.
We're not.
What happened? There was a field trip, I guess, at the zoo, and they were. I'll bring the
Eddie,
video.
you find this. No, don't bring the video up. Eddie, don't bring the video up.
So there was
I don't need the play-by-play.
They're all looking at like the bear enclosure, and there's a big plate of glass. And there's like this body of water in front of the
Eddie,
glass.
Don't play it.
And there's
please.
this bear on the rocks on the other side, and he jumps in. All the kids are excited. Oh, the bear's going to swim over to us. And then you catch a look at there's this little trail of like ducklings swimming along in the water. And
no, don't play the audio. I'm taking my ears off.
And there he's and they're all excited. And they start. Oh, see, now they're slapping. They're yelling no because they see the ducklings.
No. Stop it. So the bear just eats them?
He picks it up.
You are a terrible person. You and Mark are terrible people. No.
It's hard to describe. Oh, now he's going for another one.
No, he's not.
Well, they're not very filling. They're little ducklings. It's not like a whole duck.
That's awful.
It's like a Cornish game hen and duck. Oh, that's not nice. The kid said it's not nice. Oh, now he's just smashing it against the glass.
Stop! No! And the kids are turn it off. I'll put my headphones back on if you're done. Are you done? You're a bad person. You guys are bad people.
Fuck. He was holding it. He was like both handing it and just like popped the head off.
No!
They were like chicken tenders.
It was just like, oh my God, there's
Stop
like
it.
5 chicken tenders floating in the water, and he's
It's
just
a
going,
5-piece nugget.
that's not nice.
You guys are bad people.
Fucking had a buffet. Oh, fuck.
I hate you guys.
Oh, I'm glad I watched that again.
That's what makes you laugh
Oh,
now?
Yeah.
That's how dead you are inside?
I'm that dead inside that I have to watch a bear eat ducklings. Oh, my God.
I hate you.
That's not nice.
That's how you can tell you were raised around some animals
dude.
and some death. Seriously. We had something kind of similar like that happen. Back home in my parents' neighborhood, there was a family next door.
Yeah.
And the dad one day, he went fishing and he brought back this fish.
Oh, sure.
And he left
That's what happens.
He left it in a tank out in the garage.
Okay.
And while he was gone to go get the stuff to cook said fish.
Oh, so he hadn't cleaned it yet. It was still alive?
No. It was still alive. It was in
Okay.
the tank because he wanted it to be fresh. While he was gone, the kids found it.
Yeah.
And they named it.
Oh, no. They made it a pet.
Yeah, it became a pet.
Okay.
His name was Bubbles. And Dad got home from running errands at the grocery store.
Right.
and proceeded to sacrifice Bubbles on the George Foreman.
Poor Bubbles.
And when the kids realized what was happening, because he cut Bubbles' head off and then threw Bubbles onto the grill in front of the kids, and they were just like, what?
Such a waste of a flashlight.
My mom said the blood-curdling screams that came over like from their house.
Yeah.
Like they all went running out to like make sure the kids were okay because the kids were just wailing. And they were like, you murdered Bubbles.
How can you get that attached to a wild fish that quickly?
They're kids, man.
See?
You saw what happened with the ducklings and those kids? Those kids would have thrown themselves into that enclosure to save those ducklings.
Oh, that made the video even better.
Kids' hearts are so pure.
Yeah, they are.
They don't
need to be darkened a
understand.
little.
No, not
They do.
like this.
They do.
So
It's
anyways.
life, man.
So real story.
Yeah.
He didn't get to finish cooking Bubbles.
Oh,
The
no.
wife made him throw a funeral for Bubbles.
They had to bury Bubbles?
They had to bury Bubbles.
He must have been so pissed.
So-
He must have been so fucking pissed.
Fish are friends, not food.
Who has a pet? No.
He was so mad.
He had to be so
he was
fucking livid.
God damn
He
shit.
spent all day trying to catch this fish, which is fishing is just the most boring fucking thing.
It
in the world to
truly
begin
is.
with. So you go insane trying to do that, and then you finally catch one, and you bring it back, and you're like, well, I gotta go get some shit to cook this with. Let
Yeah.
me throw it in a bucket. And then you go to the store and you're buying stuff like, what can I cook this thing with? And you come back and you're like, oh, you fucking
We have a pet now.
domesticated my fish.
You domesticated our dinner.
You domesticated dinner. Ugh.
Oh yeah. So they had a funeral for Bubbles.
I would have fake funeraled Bubbles and then just dug Bubbles back up and cooked it.
You're just blowing the dirt off like this is
It's
fine.
all right. It's just dirt. It's fine.
This is fine.
It's a fish. It smells anyway.
Do you want your fish blackened? Tough shit.
Oh my God.
You never dealt with anything like that?
I did. I had some horrible pet deaths. I mean, we talked previously on the show before
Well,
about
and you and your
my
chickens
chickens.
don't do well. I know that.
my dog did to the chickens what that bear did to the ducklings. So we know about that story. But though chickens, I wasn't attached to the chickens because they were there for like 2 days. And
yeah.
how can you get attached to a
chickens aren't as cute
Right.
as ducklings?
But I had I think growing up I had 4 or 5 hamsters.
Oh God.
Because you go through hamsters.
Yeah, they're only
It's
they
the
live
most
like 2
disposable
years, right?
of the pets.
2 years, right?
2 years is how long they live.
3
which-
years, you're like pushing it.
3 years you have Yoda. Like you're fucking like, okay, this thing, there's something magical about this creature if it lives 3 years. I found out though, because I used to post that joke about how I would have 6 hamsters growing up because they die every 2 years or whatever. And apparently people went after me online going, some hamsters hibernate. So they're not really dead. So hamsters live about 6 years, but a lot of people think they die every 2 years because they hibernate. I'm
Okay,
like,
Jesus,
so
hamsters.
I guess I buried 5 hamsters alive.
That is not true. Hamsters do not hibernate.
I don't think they do either. They piss glue. That's all I know.
Piss glue.
It's the thickest, disgusting. Anyway,
Ew.
so I had one hamster.
How
that,
long do
hamsters live?
live?
Is it 2 years or is it 6?
Up to 2 years. Some may live longer.
See? And they hibernate. I'm like, fucking online people are the worst. So I had one, we used to put him in that hamster ball,
Yeah.
right? And he would just go around the house.
Oh,
right?
that's going to end poorly.
Oh, it did. It did. My dog got it.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's the domestic hamsters are no longer adapted to show true hibernation. See? Because artificial warmth of the hand. Yeah, hamsters don't hibernate. So fuck those people. So a dog.
They bury themselves occasionally, but like that's just what they do.
Yeah, that's
they
what they do.
burrow.
But you know when
yeah.
they're alive, you can tell when
Don't
something's alive.
you dare. Mark's putting bear duck video. Take it off. Take it off the screen. Take it off the screen. Or I'm taking this podcast to All Things Comedy.
Ooh, ooh.
Take it off the screen right now, Mark. I can't see this. I can't.
So I had
I'll never recover. I'll see it in my dreams.
we put a hamster in a ball, right? And he would just go around the house and we'd forget about him. And then I guess he went into the kitchen and my dog was in there.
And your dog was like, supper.
And he's like, oh fuck, oh cool. It's a new bongo toy. I can try to I can get the meat out of the ball.
No.
And yeah, so but apparently my dog didn't eat the hamster. What he did was he He had apparently opened the lid up. The hamster got out, and he was curious about the hamster and he just licked him. And my hamster just gave he was like, he had a heart attack. He just gave out. He was like, I can't. There's this fucking giant monster trying to eat me. And he just died. He just croaked. Not as disturbing as you would think, but my other hamster killed himself.
Oh. He was like, I can't take another year of this.
He was in a hamster wheel. Can you bring up a hamster wheel so I can show the...
I know what a hamster wheel is.
The metal hamster wheel?
Yeah, and there's like the legs, like it's like a Ferris wheel where it's got the two
see the bar that goes across?
Yeah.
Right there. He was running in the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the thing going. We didn't have one of the safe ones, like the one that attaches the side of the cage where there's nothing on the side. We had the old-fashioned metal one.
The guillotine one.
Yeah, the guillotine one. And we heard it going. All of a sudden, we just heard clunk, right? And I'm like, that sounded weird. He's never made that noise in the cage before. And I look up, and his head was jammed between the leg and the bar that goes across the wheel. So I guess he was running at full speed and just like, either was like, life isn't worth living, and just stuck his head out.
If I get up enough speed,
if I get this going fast enough, it'll snap my neck. And just did that, or he was just running. It's like, I'm done running, and then just jumped off, and it caught him, and it crunched his neck, and he was done.
Did your parents make you keep the hamsters in your room?
No, we kept them in the family room.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, so my parents used to try to like keep the hamsters in our room, but the hamsters they'd go crazy in the middle of the night with their wheels and like make all kinds of noise.
Yeah, they're kind of nocturnal.
Yeah, they're not kind of. They're very nocturnal.
Yeah, they're active at night.
And they'd be like, "Why didn't you sleep last night?" I'm like, "I don't know."
It's just fucking creatures throwing a rave in this cage. Oh. Yeah, hamsters are fucking nasty pets.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, sorry for your loss. Maybe, I don't know. R.I.P. Bubbles.
R.I.P. Bubbles. Yeah, hamsters are nasty pets.
Oh, so I saw this.
Yeah.
Article, and I don't know why it made me think of you.
What?
Well, it's an "am I the asshole" type situation, but I really do feel like this is something that's very relatable for people.
Yeah.
This guy said, "Am I the asshole because I asked my wife to look at my butthole?"
Okay.
Because she put something in my bath that might have given me a chemical burn.
Okay.
And it says, I'm 33 male, have been experiencing lower back pain, and it makes it hard to run around and play with my 1-year-old kid. Sure. My wife, being super amazing and thoughtful, drew me a bath so I could soak.
Very nice.
Now, I want to preface that I find what my wife did extremely thoughtful, and she is an amazing woman and partner. This guy is covering his tracks.
Yeah, he is. Good stuff.
But as I'm writing this, it feels like I'm currently being sodomized by Frosty the Snowman. I get in the tub, and within 5 minutes, my O-ring starts to tingle. Oh. And in another 2 minutes, my asshole starts singing, "Do you want to build a snowman?"
It's only affecting his asshole.
I call for my wife pretty frantically, and she comes running in.
Yeah.
I'm bent over, cheeks spread, trying to dry off my butthole. And I ask her what she put in the tub because it feels like I just got a rim job from Elsa. She starts getting a tear in her eye and points to a jar of Vicks Vapor crystals.
Ah!
She's now in the living room and won't talk to me because she thinks I'm a jerk for making fun of her for trying to make me feel better.
No, what?
They're like, well, does the pain in your asshole distract you from your back pain?
Mission accomplished. So she's upset because he's upset because his asshole's burning for something she did.
She's like, I was just trying to do something nice. You never had like that happen where you're like, you just tried to do something nice for someone and you're like, no, you made this worse. You made this worse. Oh my God.
He's not an asshole for asking her to look at his asshole.
People are like, it sounds like she put way too much in. Like, it's one of those things where like, if a little bit is okay.
But he must have gotten like a crystal up his asshole.
Or just
there must
like,
have been an undissolved crystal that went up his asshole.
Or maybe he had like a hemorrhoid or like a fissure or something, like an open cut, because that wouldn't feel good either.
No, but I can't imagine that's the only place where it's like you're really feeling the pain is in your O-ring.
Yeah.
Unless a crystal went up your O-ring.
Jesus. People are like, isn't that for inhaling?
Isn't that for stuffy noses? Yeah, I can't imagine why Vicks Vapor shit would feel good on your back.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I guess she's upset because he asked her to look at his butthole. Like, has anything ever happened where like you've had to be like, Tracy, I'm so sorry to ask you to do this.
Look at my butthole.
But I need your help with something.
I've never had.
Never? You and Tracy have never had like that where you're just like,
oh, you
Mark,
have?
Well, what do you got, Mark?
What happened with you?
Oh, I know I've had to.
I mean, there's been things where I'm like, I should probably have someone look at this, but I can't ask anyone to look at this.
Mark,
unless they're
were
wearing
you
a
the
white coat.
askee or the asker?
I was the ask-e.
Oh. So
what happened?
What happened? Yeah.
Oh, I can't disclose that.
Come on.
She doesn't listen to our podcast.
It's got to be wiener or beehole. It's got to be one of the two things.
We thought she got bit by a spider.
Oh.
She got bit.
Oh, she got.
Oh,
so it's got to be one beehole or beehole. Right?
I had to take care of it for a week.
Oh no.
Oh. Okay.
That's awful. You're a good man.
Oh.
You're a good man. I mean, she's going to be so
You have
pissed
to clean it
when we post this on Instagram, but you're a good man.
Put on ointments and stuff.
No, but that's the worst when you have to like ask somebody when you're in a relationship with, especially if you're not like married. I feel like after a certain while, especially after you've had a kid, like all the sensitivity probably goes away.
I mean, it's all
in
gone
terms
away.
of like you've seen it all.
You've seen it all at that point.
And it's not in great form.
It's not pretty. No, it's cruise ship worthy for sure. Thanks. But I've never been in a situation yet. I mean, I'm sure at some point in the marriage, everything's gonna start going downhill, and you're gonna have people looking at things, or have to look at her things. But so far, we've been pretty like nothing's fallen apart.
What if they try to like work it into like whatever's going on? Hey, while you're back there, can you check that out for me?
Since you're back there,
yeah, it's been feeling a little
I haven't
different.
had that issue. Thank God.
I've never had that happen. I have had to like, I got really bad food poisoning one time, and I was in a relationship, and the person that I was in the relationship with walked in on me.
Oh,
sitting on the toilet
with the trash can.
With the trash can in my lap.
Yeah,
and I was like, please don't stop loving me. But like that is the worst. Like we were not we couldn't look each other in the face for like a week. And he's like, it's fine. Everything's fine. I just want you to be okay.
Have you showered 7 or 8 times?
Do you need me to take you to the hospital? I think you should go to the hospital. You don't look good. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't know what it was at the time. I was like, I hope this isn't a pregnancy. This better not be pregnancy.
No. I don't think you get sick that end.
It was definitely not. I don't know. I never had a baby, so I didn't know. I didn't know.
Only you get massive diarrhea from pregnancy.
Maybe. I don't know. But so you would know more than I would.
I would,
but
unfortunately.
Yeah, it definitely changed the dynamic of the relationship for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
When you walk in on that stuff.
Do you guys just like leave the bathroom door open?
I pee with the bathroom door open.
Why?
I don't know. When we first started living together, I didn't. Like I would like.
What was the tipping point where you were like,
I don't know.
It's fine. She
trying
knows
to
what
think,
happens.
Because when we first started living together, I would literally turn on the sink faucet to pee.
Really?
Because I didn't want her to hear me peeing.
You were so shy.
Yeah, I didn't want her to hear me peeing. Right.
Oh.
And I don't know what the turning point was. I think it was probably after we had a kid. Where
we're like, we're even.
Well, like once we lived together for a couple of years, I didn't have to turn the water on anymore. I would just pee. And I was like, okay, she knows what pee sounds like going into a toilet.
Yeah.
But then after we had a kid, I was just like, I think I just start walking in the bathroom and leave the door open and pee.
You've never done the other thing with the door open?
No, not with the door open.
Has she ever done
No.
Thank God.
No. We're not that type of family.
There are some families that do that.
Yeah, there are. There are people who are like, well, you'll brush your teeth and the other one's taking a dump.
No.
I'm like, how do you do that?
Absolutely not.
No.
Mark.
Are you a dump and brushing the teeth family?
No, the toothbrush is not allowed to be out when that's happening.
Amen.
But I will say that my wife pees with the door open.
Really?
What?
Which now that we have a dog has led to some hilarious interactions.
Oh no. To be fair, if I'm by myself, leave the door open. Leave the door open,
right.
Yeah, in case Kevin needs something.
Yeah.
But the problem is sometimes Kevin will come running and jump in my lap. And he's like, I'm here with you.
Actually,
make this all better. I'm an emotional support dog. Doing my job.
My toxic trait is I will go kiss my wife on the forehead while she's peeing. Just to mess with her. She hates it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do it anymore because the dog does it for me.
The dog's like, I've seen Dad do this.
This is what you like, right, Mommy?
Oh, did it mess with your sex life at all? Does it mess with the intimacy at all?
What sex life?
Oh, hey-o.
Everyone says that. I do feel like you need some kind of mystery still.
Yeah, you shouldn't just be trancing around naked. You shouldn't just be naked all the time. It's
Yeah.
gotta be. But then when you have a kid, you can't be naked all the time. You have to lock the door.
How do you feel about when people take phone calls on the toilet?
Well, I don't know that they do. I don't hear them on the toilet.
Oh, I got bad news for you. Not me.
No.
Not me.
Oh.
But someone that you used to communicate with that I used to live in a house with.
You should be on the...
Oh, 100% would be on the phone. I heard him take like work calls.
I never take a phone call
in the
toilet.
bathroom.
I never take a phone call in the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
That goes straight to voicemail.
Yeah,
every time.
no. He would have
to
full
be masterful
conversation.
with the mute button.
Yeah, I don't want to have to time out grunts with hellos. I can't. There can't.
I would be so scared. Like I'd get the mute wrong.
Right.
And they would just hear everything. But yeah, oh no, he used to like do radio sometimes.
From the toilet?
From the toilet.
I can't, because if you get stuck in a conversation on the toilet, you don't know how long the conversation is going to go. And next thing you know, your legs are going to go numb from sitting on the toilet for so long.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to like clean up while you're on the toilet.
Yep. But anyways, yeah. Full on phone conversations.
I never take a phone call on the toilet.
I had one dude that I dated back in the day. He once took me into the bathroom with him and left me looking at the ceiling, but I still knew I was in the bathroom.
Right.
And I was like, I'm traumatized now. Like, I don't want to know. Like, why couldn't you just hung up? Nothing you're going to say to me.
He FaceTimed you?
He FaceTimed me.
Why would he FaceTime you?
And he was like,
to go into the bathroom?
BRB. No, but like we were in the middle of a conversation. He was like, BRB. And I'm like, no BRB.
No, hang up, call back.
Hang up. Yeah, exactly. I don't need to be here for this.
HUCB, not BRB. Hang up, call back.
It's like a big trigger of mine. I cannot stand it when people take me into the bathroom with them.
Never go. No.
Because I'm like, who raised you?
Now I'll text like hell from the bathroom.
That's fine.
That's fine.
But you don't announce that you're doing it from there.
No,
You can assume that 1 out of every 5 texts you get in a day is probably from a toilet.
Most texting communications either from the toilet or the car.
Sometimes that's the only time we have the time.
Right, that's where I catch up on my texts.
Yeah, we're like, oh, I forgot to text Mark back.
Yeah.
Have you taken a bathroom selfie?
Bathroom selfie?
No,
while you're on the toilet.
That seems to be the rage. So I've seen that a lot. People taking bathroom selfies.
No.
Yeah.
No. Mark, have you told Eddie about your stalker situation? Mark one-ups that, by the way.
You have a stalker?
I have a stalker from the sport of dodgeball. He's a man I banned a decade ago, and he still tries to contact me.
Why?
He's really upset he got kicked out of the league. He's like, I've been stuck playing with the AARP league in the Valley since then because of Mark.
You ruined my career.
That's what he says in these.
Somebody.
I could have been a Hall of Fame dodgeball player.
So, I had stickers made.
Sure.
That say, "Send me a photo of your poop, and I'll send you $5 via Venmo."
Right.
And when I travel, which is quite a lot, I put them in airport bathrooms.
Okay.
But it's the dude's phone number. It's the stalker's phone number. So he's just getting nothing.
So he just gets inundated with
pictures of poop from Hartsfield Jackson International.
He's probably got quite a coffee table book of poop.
Mostly Denver
pictures.
Airport, Houston Airport, Burbank.
The big hubs.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, JFK. Good for you.
He gets that real middle of America flyover country.
Oh, this is a state where
Every once in a while,
they eat a lot of corn.
This is Nebraska. This is definitely Nebraska.
We You're not good people. Anyways, we have to end this.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and do the thing. Let's do the thing. Mark, do you have music for the thing?
You have the thing? It's amazing. I always think it's going to be something else. It never is. It's the same.
No.
It's beautiful.
You were supposed to get me a new one.
I was supposed to do lots of things, and I've done none of it. My bad. All right, here we go. We're going to play Florida Man Friday. I read Jen Sterger 3 Florida Man headlines. 2 are real, 1 is fake. She has to tell me which is the fake Florida Man headline. And Mark's going to play along with us. Here we go. Florida man arrested for crashing car into a mall says he was trying to time travel. Florida man fills neighbor's pool with live eels to give himself an authentic ocean experience. Florida man tries to evade arrest by cartwheeling away from the cops. Which one of those is the fake Florida man headline?
Well,
2 are real, 1 is fake.
Given the fact that you just went to the Back to the Future house,
Right.
which could be a red herring.
Could be. It could be.
I
Or
think
maybe it's not.
the first one is fake.
You think the first one, Florida man arrested for crashing car in a mall, says he was trying to time travel.
Yes.
Is the fake one. Mark? You think 2? Florida man fills neighbor pool with live eels to give himself an authentic ocean experience. Mark, you're right.
What?
You're the Florida man.
What?
You're the Florida man.
The first one's real?
First one's real. Drove his car into a mall.
What mall? Do you know?
I don't know. I didn't do the research.
Damn it. I want the research. I want the stories.
I'll do the research from now on. I'll do the research.
I want to know if it was a DeLorean.
But a Florida man was trying to evade arrest by cartwheeling away from the cops. That's true, too.
That's terrible. I've never seen a grown man cartwheel well.
Apparently, he was doing karate kicks in the middle of the highway.
Oh.
And then they stopped to get him, and he broke into a cartwheel to try to get away from the cops.
He's like,
Florida.
goodbye.
He's like, bye. Florida man. Florida man.
Oh my God. Eddie, where can people find you?
You can check me out at eddiepence.com. It's got the landing page to all my socials.
Nice. You can check me out at jensterger.com or at Jennifer Sterger on all the socials. Share all of our stuff.
Please.
Do all of the things.
Please.
We're going to be in the Brea Improv soon.
Brea Improv, end of May. Last weekend of May, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with
The
Chris Porter.
24th, I think.
24th, 25th, 26th.
Yes. So come out and see us if you're in the area. We'd love to see you. You get both of us for the price of one.
And Chris Porter.
And Chris Porter. So yeah, it'll be a good show. It'll be fun. Oh, it's like my 2 favorite people that I
Right?
get to go on the road with.
And chicken wings.
Ugh. Don't. It's
Or
too
ducks.
soon. Stop it. All
Baby
right.
ducks.
I'm getting out of this.
In a basket.
Bye. Bye. From all of us here at Not Today's, please like, subscribe, share us with your friends. Get me out of this hellhole.